Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to The Actor's Choice. Roll it, Tony.
From the top, shall we? Contusions and ecchymoses around areas of the neck.
Strangulation.
Nothing in her eyes to indicate a particular hemorrhaging. She inhaled something just prior to death.
This is us.
You let this whole thing take your eye off the ball. And you know it.
I've reviewed your chart and ruled out internal injuries, so you're free to go.
Whoa. This was a very bad accident. Are you sure you did all the tests?
I have a medical degree from Johns Hopkins. My grandmother was the first black woman licensed to practice medicine in Delaware.
All right, take it easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest today is a gentleman who is well known in many areas. He's an award-winning actor, producer, writer, New York Times best-selling author. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a star in ABC's #1 television drama, The Good Doctor, Harper. Hill, welcome to The Actor's Choice, my friend.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it. Great to be on with you.
First of all, congratulations on another outstanding series as Dr. Marcus Andrews.
Thank you so much. I love doing The Good Doctor. You know, The Good Doctor is a show that it reinforces the message that every single person's voice deserves to be heard, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from or what your experiences have been. And so being able to do a show that's both successful as well as has a great message has just been a joy for me. So thank you so much.
Indeed. You got some great actors, you got some super writers. And like you said, this is a quote I got from you. I don't care how good your actors are. If you don't have great writing, there's no way you can have a good show. I love it.
Writing is the most important piece, without question, no matter what kind of project you're doing, whether you're doing a play or a film or a TV show, the writers are the most important piece. The script is the most important piece of the whole thing.
On to your career. You're born in Iowa City, Iowa. You got into acting. It was about 1993 that you got your first IMDb actor credit as a nurse in the drama TV series Life Goes On. Remember that one?
I do. I remember I had one line. I can't remember what that line was, but it was one line.
Get residuals.
It got me my SAG card. That's why that was so important. It got me my SAG card. So I'm very appreciative to the casting director there who gave me that opportunity.
Gotcha. As time went on, you've had some fabulous roles in your career, like Married with Children, City of Angels, The Handler, CSI New York, 197 episodes, and Homeland. But it was in 2017 that you got a role in The Good Doctor. Okay? And, like I said, roll it, Tony.
Autism, difficulty in communicating, difficulty in using abstract concepts. Does it sound like I'm describing a surgeon?
He saved his life.
Who are you?
I'm Dr. Sean Murphy.
Outstanding. The growing wealth gap in our country, lack of ownership of tech companies, lack of venture capitals, et cetera, the Black and brown communities led you to start working with Black developers to create the Black Wall Street digital wallets. Take it from there, sir.
Yes, I'll tell you. I'm just finishing up a meeting. That's where I am right now about the Black Wall Street. I'm so proud to have launched it. Please, anybody who's out there listening or watching, please go to the Apple Store, the App Store, or Google Play Store and download the Black Wall Street. Make sure you put the in there. And it's a digital wallet. We started with the digital wallet because in 1863, when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, Black people in America held a little less than 1% of American wealth. Today, 158 years later, Black people in America hold a little less than 1% of American wealth. And the racial wealth gap is growing. In fact, Prosperity Now put out a study called The Road to Zero Wealth, where it predicts that Black Americans will be at zero or negative wealth by 2053 if something doesn't change. And And McKinsey recently said that they believe the pandemic accelerated that by 10 years. And so I truly believe if we don't start owning our own technology, start owning our own platform, start owning our own IP, and most importantly, begin with owning our own wallets and method of money exchange as we're moving out of physical fiat currency into digital currency and cryptocurrency, then we're going to be mired in a massive racial wealth gap that's going to get worse and worse and worse. And so I'm so proud of the work that we're doing to work with Black developers, to own our own IP, to own our own technology, and to start with this wallet, but to create a whole ecosystem of digital money exchange to create jobs, to create new businesses, and to support each other.
You have a partner named Naja Roberts. Can you please tell about us?
Yeah, Naja Roberts, she's an amazing person. She's one of the most foremost educators in cryptocurrency in the world. And she's one of only 2 owners of a brick and mortar over-the-counter exchange, which is in Inglewood, California, called Crypto Blockchain Plug, where literally she's trying to bring cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency education to people in the community where you don't even need a bank account. You can walk into her offices and purchase Bitcoin and purchase other cryptocurrency assets and get educated about them through her actual physical location in Inglewood. And so she was the perfect person to be a co-founder with me, because at the end of the day, I truly believe that if we get ahead during this movement into digital currency, if our community can get ahead and onboard into these asset classes first, we can have an opportunity to be first movers into ascending value asset classes, where historically we've never been able to do that in this country.
Okay. Exactly how does the project work?
Okay. So what you do is you go down and download the Black Wall Street digital wallet. You know, Android, iOS, whether you're Apple, whatever, doesn't matter. You can download it, and it becomes an app in your phone. And then you go through a know your customer type of thing, because they don't want to have, obviously we don't want to have money laundering on the platform. And so you enter information, you connect a bank account to your wallet, you'll transfer money from your bank account into your wallet, and then use the money in your wallet to then purchase Bitcoin. And I suggest people dollar cost average into Bitcoin and really learn about the asset first. Meaning, you know, do what I do, $5 a day, $10 a day, whatever you can afford. If it's $5 a week, if it's $5 a month, it's literally start where you can afford to just start buying, and then start watching the videos, because the most important piece of the whole ecosystem are the educational videos that we have on the platform. Right now, we just have about 9 videos up, so people can learn about cryptocurrency. They can learn about dollar cost averaging, or needs versus wants, and fundamental financial literacy principles. We're going to be adding more videos all the time so that people continue to learn. And all of this is free, except for the exchange fee that you pay when you purchase Bitcoin. But the point is that we're offering all this information for free, whereas there's plenty of other places that are charging people for classes, charging people. We don't want to do that. We want you to learn first and go ahead and get into this asset class, because if we can actually the goal is to get us out of cash. What does that mean? Get us out of the US dollar, which is actually becoming a liability in many ways. And we can talk more deeply about what that means. But the point is that most of us hold most of our assets in cash. And if we continue to do that, as the purchasing power of the dollar goes down, we're going to be mired in poverty.
Back in April of this year, you started a 30 market tour here in LA's Leimert Park. Tell us about that, sir.
Sure. So my co-founder, Naja Roberts, and I decided that if people were really going to adopt or understand this idea of digital currency and cryptocurrency, we had to meet people where they are. We could post on social media or do different things, you know, chats on Clubhouse, but ultimately you realize that our community they need to see you face to face. We've been ripped off in so many different ways by financial services and financial products that unless we actually came at this from the face-to-face, person-to-person standpoint, we weren't going to be able to hit the people we really want to hit, which are the most vulnerable folks and the most vulnerable communities, because there's rightfully so a lack of trust. And so we decided to go to 30 of the most challenged zip codes in the country to bring this information. And we're so proud that we did it. And we're going to continue to go and travel and talk about these things without question.
Gotcha. The beautiful thing that happens is that you ended the tour in Tulsa, Oklahoma on May 31st. That's
Yes.
a very special significance that day.
Yes, which is the centennial of the Black Wall Street Massacre, where 100 years ago on May 31st and June 1st, and one of, if not the most vibrant Black community in the country was completely destroyed. And thousands and thousands of Black people were murdered and buried in mass graves. And it was a state-sanctioned activity, meaning these people were deputized to do this by the state. The first time American citizens were bombed by the air was not 9/11, and it was not Pearl Harbor. It was actually Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the Greenwood District. And no reparations have ever been paid. No insurance claims have ever been paid because they claimed it was a riot, and riots were exempt, rather than what it was, a state-sanctioned government activity. So ultimately, we launched the digital wallet at the exact time 100 years later, sundown on May 31st. And that also culminated our tour. And I couldn't be more proud because 100 years after this devastating, event, we've launched a digital platform that hopes to mirror the same successes for our community in a digital way. And I think there were 3 pillars that created the group economic success there in the brick and mortar version that we hope to replicate on our digital platform. Number 1, institutional ownership. We owned our businesses, we owned our IP, and we owned the work. Number 2, institutional trust. We trusted each other, we transacted with each other, we invested in each other. And pillar number 3, the movement of money or capital, where a dollar changed hands 60 to 100 times before it left the ecosystem. That was a year to 3 years. Right now, a dollar leaves a Black community within 6 to 7 hours. And the reason why owning our own digital wallets is critical is that I believe we don't own our own digital wallets in the future, a dollar be leaving within 6 to 7 seconds. We can do this together. We have to work together. I hope people will download the wallet and give us feedback about how we can make it better. Because at the end of the day, I didn't white label a wallet. I didn't go to someone else's technology. We built this from scratch ourselves. So we're still just trying to make it better as we go.
How bad is it right now in the United States for Blacks and Browns?
We are in a state of emergency. We are in a state of emergency. When you talk about economic disparities, when you talk about mass incarceration, police brutality, healthcare gaps, education gaps, there's one thing that links the communities that are hit the hardest by all of those social justice realities. And the reason why I say you can't have social justice without economic justice is because that one thing that links all those issues, the communities that are hit the hardest, is economic fragility and poverty. It's truly expensive to be poor in this country. It's expensive to be poor. And we can solve that through technology, but we only can solve it with adoption. If people don't actually get onto the platform and start using it, there's no way we can solve it. And so that's why I'm working so hard right now.
You know, a lot of things happen with the word, what I call edumacation. For you, I see that. Graduated
Yes.
magna cum laude from Brown University. Graduated cum laude with JD from Harvard School, J School, as well as master's degree in public administration with honors from the Kennedy School of Government. Outstanding, my brother, outstanding. I feel like you. I'm a professor at a college in Los Angeles, and one of the things I try to tell everybody, I teach broadcasting and journalism. I try to tell them about the 3 E's: education, exposure, and experience. This is what you need to do to get a job these days.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that's wonderful. But I think also what you need to do to get a job these days is create new businesses. Create your own jobs and then hire folks from your circles. That's why there was a study that came out recently that said that 93% of the new hires of white startups and white small businesses were white folk. But the reverse was also true. 93% of the new hires with Black startups and Black small businesses were Black folk. It makes sense. You hire who you know, you hire people in your community. But what does that tell you? It tells us that if we want to create new jobs in the community, we need to create new Black businesses. And we need to support Black businesses that are being created, startups and small businesses. And so that's what we hope to do with the Black Wall Street platform. And ultimately, we talk about entertainment. I truly believe we're headed towards microeconomies where we can start creating our own entertainment product, marketing distributing our own entertainment product on a platform like the Black Wall Street. And so all of these things are related. And it's all about self-sovereignty and using technology to create our own content.
Bill, I want to thank you very much for using your celebrity to make this project successful.
Thank you so much.
Indeed. One thing that we have just a few minutes left, I just want to make sure that we're running out of time, but I got something I want to show you. Tony, could you play those 3? Show me those 3. Here you are standing with a young man who reminds me of someone I know, former president, Barack Obama.
Yes.
That was school together.
We did. That was before he was president. And outside the First AME Church in Los Angeles. I invited him to come speak at the church, just so other folks could get to hear him. So he came there to speak, and yep, that's what that was. It was great.
Next photo there, Tony. You are a member of an organization known as Alpha Phi Alpha, the oldest fraternity for Black people and Black men in this country. Congratulations.
Right.
You've been what,
First
since
and
2008?
Yes. My grandfather, who I'm named after, Doc Hill, Dr. Harold Hill. He was an Alpha. He went to Meharry College of Medicine, and I'm so proud to be a part of that great fraternity and a great brotherhood that it represents. Dr. King was an Alpha. Jesse Owens was an Alpha. It's a great history.
Yes. Martin Luther King was a member of that organization.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One more picture we got to show for you. I call this the little guy. You and the little guy.
That's Pierce. He's much bigger now. That's my son, Pierce Hill Harper, and I couldn't be more proud of him. He's a great young man, and he's getting big. He's getting big fast. So I'm very proud of Pierce and love him very much.
We want to thank you very much for being here today. We definitely appreciate your presence. Continued success with the good doctors, and take care of what you're doing. God bless.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate you. Keep up the great work.
Ladies and gentlemen, L. Harper.
Thank you so much.
This is the Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. And if you have a product, a service, or an upcoming event that you'd like to see advertised on this program, please call us at 323-533-1036. That's 323-533-1036. Roll it, Tony.
Hi, I'm Master Sergeant Jeff Rector, United States Army retired.
My name is Jeff Rector. Currently, I live in San Diego with my family. I have a 14-year-old daughter who's an accomplished violinist.
Hey, Ryan, my name is Jeff Rector, and I live in Pasadena, California with my wife, Katie, and our dog, Polly.
My name is Jeff Rector, and I'm a professional rodeo pickup man.
My name is Jeff Rector. I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, to Joan and Harlan Rector. I was the first of 5 children in the Rector household, but I wouldn't be the...
Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is an actor that you see all the time. He currently has 122 IMDb actor credits, producer credits, director credits, stunt credits, and even casting director credits. He's a busy man, ladies and gentlemen. He's here today to talk about an upcoming event called BIFF at the Burbank International Film Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome veteran actor Jeff Rector.
Hey now.
Hey now. Yes, I did hear you momentarily, but they were doing something.
Sorry.
Showing that video.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Greetings, sir, and welcome to the Actor's Choice. You are indeed a busy man. Now, you were born in St. Louis, Missouri, and grew up in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. What was it like growing up?
Horrible. I was beaten continuously. It was we had water and crackers. I probably had one of the best childhoods any kid could have. We had a loving family. My parents spoiled us. My father grew up with in a very poor household. His father was a carpenter and was right in the middle of the Depression, and he was a union man. Everyone was out of work. So he swore he was going to give us everything that he never had as a kid, and he did. But he instilled in us the most important thing, and that was a strong work ethic. And, we get a little allowance every week, but he said, if you want a motorcycle, you get a job and you pay for it. You want a new pair of skis, you get a job and you pay for it. That's, you want the frills, you gotta earn it yourself. And if there's one lesson, and he taught us many valuable lessons, that was the most important. And I started caddying at 14 at the local country club, and never stopped working since. And especially in Hollywood, if you don't have that drive and that work ethic, and you've got to pound the pavement, knock on doors, study, train, and be prepared, you're not going to make it.
got the acting bug. In 1987, you got your first IMDb actor credit for a role in a movie called Wall Street.
Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
You work with some heavyweights.
Gosh, my first, part was, I had done modeling in commercials, but this was, a real acting role in a major 20th Century Fox film directed by Oliver Stone. What a cast. I worked with Charlie Sheen and, of course, his father, Martin, who I grew up idolizing. Michael Douglas, Daryl Hannah, Sean Young, Terrence Stamp. I mean, it was just a who's who of, even in the smaller roles, there was a recognizable face. And I had one line, and but I was the only one on the screen for 7 seconds or whatever it was, but that was a huge deal at the time, and it really set the pace and kind of gave me a flavor of, wow, I kind of made it.
Gotcha. Now, I found in my research that you started at least on IMDb back in 1987. You talk about work. Sir, you have, you know this, you have worked to get to 122 credits. You have worked
all?
A year. That's all on record. There's probably more, as it is. Probably more.
That's right, on record. Some we don't need to talk about. But,
right. But you got 122. That's a lot of auditions, wasn't it?
Yeah, if you talk about 120 jobs, you're probably talking about, hundreds and, up to thousands of auditions. It's a numbers game. Yeah. And you gotta, and I'm a Christian and I have faith, and you gotta have faith to just live, especially in this world today. But, without that faith and to back you up, I don't know how anybody can do it. I really don't. I kept the faith knowing that I'm talented and that the Lord has something waiting for me around the corner. So you just stay positive and excited, and he delivers. And and it's exciting to me because it's a big surprise. It's like, what do you got for me, Lord? I'm here, I'm trained, I'm ready to go. And, it's ups and downs. It's a roller coaster still for everyone in this crazy business. But I'm confident knowing that there is a job around the corner, and that's what keeps me excited because you never know what that is. You never know what that next exciting opportunity or job will be that takes you to the next level.
What kind of roles do you look for?
I'll do anything. I'm fortunate. I can do comedies, I can do dramas, I can do commercials, I can do industrial films. If you see, George Clooney and some of these guys, started in soaps and started on TV, but they made the switch over to major motion pictures and became, major stars. A lot of people didn't. They got into the TV business and they became television stars. And people like Leonardo DiCaprio became movie stars. And you say, oh, I can do it all. And you probably can, but it's interesting that you get into a niche as you get going. And you're really either known as a TV star or a movie star. And I've been fortunate enough to do a little bit of everything, and it's fun. It's really fun. Although I have to tell you, I think if you ask most actors, it's fun to play the bad guy because I'm a clean cut, leading man, and but that's easy. It's easy to be the hero. Being the bad guy and something outside myself is much more intriguing and much more fascinating, and that's when you can kind of take some chances and do some different choices and have some fun, because it's supposed to be fun, right? So I got to get that job. I gotta, and desperation will kill you. to any actors and actresses out there, you gotta be cool and you gotta be confident, and they will smell desperation a mile away, and it will end you, because no one wants to hire a desperate actor.
Came here today to talk.
You may be desperate, but don't let them know you're desperate.
That's it. You came here today to talk about BIFF. That's Burbank International Film Festival. How did it first get started?
I was not part of the beginning of the festival, but I was invited the very first year as a celebrity, since I had done a lot of TV and movies at that point. And it was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And it was in the Valley, where San Fernando Valley, where I lived. And so it was local, and it was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Then the next year it moved up to another venue, and someone else took it over. The first person who created it left and took a lot of the money with him, from what I understand. And so then it changed hands, and then I was invited again, and I kept coming, and it's like, wow, this is really growing into something. And I said to them at that point, I said, I really like what you guys are doing, and if I can help in any way, please let me know. If I can bring some bigger celebrities, and I can do what I can do, because I like what you're doing. So the third year, they asked me to be on the board of directors, which I did, and worked my tail off. And then the fourth year, we were at the meeting following the festival, and I said, I delivered everything I promised and more. And so this year I would like to be considered for the vice president. And the president said, well, that's interesting, Jeff, because I've decided to step down. And everybody went, what? And they all looked at me, and I went, okay. So I picked up the ball and I ran with it, and the rest is history. And I've turned it into a world-class film festival, and every year is better than the last. And that's the best way you can, do a landmark and goalpost as to where you are. Did we have more people? Did we have better films? Did we have more celebrities? And each year is better than the last. And again, thanks to the Lord, I could not have done it without everything he does to support us and me. And I want you to go to www.burbankfilmfest.org. We're only 4 weeks away from the festival now, which is September 9th through the 12th in beautiful downtown Burbank, the media capital of the world, home to Warner Brothers. Netflix now has moved into Burbank. They've got their headquarters there. Disney Pictures, Marvel Entertainment, Universal Studios. I mean, we're right in the middle of all of it, and we couldn't be more excited. We got a great lineup. Please go to the website and start getting your tickets.
All right, we got a clip from last year's event. Roll it, Tony.
It's the 12th annual Burbank International Film Festival Awards. Please welcome the host of the show, Festival Director and President Jeff Rector.
Tonight we honor the best in independent filmmaking from around the world. Our first award of the evening is the Gary Marshall Spirit Award. Last year's recipient was actress Marion Ross, who played the iconic character Mrs. Cunningham on Gary's hit show, Happy Days.
I love Gary Marshall more than anybody will ever know. Yvette, I promise I will get you this lovely award right away.
All right. You won't be hearing any feedback. We'll get feedback if we put it on you.
Oh, I gotcha.
Great. That looks super.
I had no idea.
Right. Okay. Well, tell me this.
So, this year we're honoring the Bridges family, 3 generations of actors.
Yeah.
Lloyd, Bo, Jeff, Jordan, and Emily, who are Bo's sons and daughters.
Gotcha.
We're having the annual Gary Marshall Spirit Award, and 2 new awards we added this year for pilot presentations and pilot scripts. So we're always trying to add something new. And because Burbank is the TV and motion picture capital, we decided to add a few categories for television. So we're always trying to keep it fresh, keep it exciting, and 2 more awards I have to make.
Okay. Where exactly, what theater will the actual BIFF event be held at?
We're so thrilled to be at the Burbank AMC 16 theaters in beautiful downtown Burbank, the #1 AMC in the nation, I found out. And they're back to 100% capacity. We don't know what the indoor mask policy is going to be yet, but we will be at 100% capacity. We will be live, and so will our closing night gala and award show, which will be at the Burbank Marriott Convention Center, which is beautiful, and we'll have celebrity presenters there and honor some other people as well. So it's always a surprise to see what the Lord's going to bring us as far as films, but I'm never surprised by the level of terrific films that get submitted, and some of the feature films. Our opening night film is called Riders of Justice, which stars Mads Mikkelsen, who was in the Hannibal TV series. He starred in that, was in Doctor Strange, and he's going to be in the new Indiana Jones 5 sequel. So that's a thriller, dramatic thriller, which is fantastic, our opening night film. And we were fortunate enough to get The Unholy, which is a supernatural thriller from Sony Pictures. Thank you very much, Sony, for allowing us to screen that. That stars Jeffrey Dean Morgan from The Walking Dead, Carrie Elways from Stranger Things, and William Sadler. So that's part of our night of science fiction, fantasy, and horror. We have a big party in a 6,000 square foot soundstage after that. So we've just got some incredible events, some incredible films, and we couldn't be more excited. We hope you'll join us.
I would love to do that. I'll get back in touch with you on that. Definitely. Jeff, thank you so much. Thanks for being here today. Best wishes for the 2021 BIFF. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Ron. God bless you and everything you're doing, and your great success with this show. Really
Ladies and gentlemen,
appreciate to be part of it.
Jeff Rector, thank you.
Thank you.
This is the Actor's Choice. I'm Ron Brewington. Roll it, Tony.
A painful story we've seen too many times. Another black taken by the hands of law enforcement. But what if, in a different world, the tables would turn? A black male murdered 12 black men on one trial.
This is a trial, and we're going to do this the right way.
Deciding the fate of the officer who killed him.
By a show of hands, who finds Officer Kevin Minton guilty of first-degree murder?
Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest today is a hard-working, never-stop lady who can take a dream and make it real. She's the founder and CEO of her own production company called Mayan Productions, LLC, since 2010, when she found healing in creating life-changing stories that impact the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome screenwriter, filmmaker, director, poet, humanitarian, producer, and activist, Peachanda.
Hello, how are you, Ron?
I'm not here. Now I can hear you. Now we can talk. I love it. I love it. Greetings, of course, and welcome here to the Actor's Choice. Glad to have you back again. You've been on. We always love to get you. You're one of our favorite ones. We want to get you on there. You're a busy lady, huh? What do you do? How do you do that? Stay busy.
Well, it's first of all, can you hear me?
Oh, loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Okay. I'm driven strictly by purpose. That's how I do it.
Okay.
I have deep convictions about things, and so once I set my mind to do something, that's just my volition to get it done. So purpose drives me in everything I do.
Okay. Ups and downs. How do you deal with them? How do you handle that?
Again, purpose, because it's a reason for the stories I create, and so it's something that's been given to me by God and my ancestors, and so that motivates me even through the ups and the downs to still stay focused and get it done.
those who have never heard of you and have seen your work, tell in a few moments, just tell them what exactly do you do? What type of plays? What's the audience that you're looking for? Things of that nature.
Well, I've been blessed to have crossover audiences. People from all walks of life appreciate my work, all ages, all demographics, because it's just the particular gift I've been given. But my main focus is always the Black experience. And I've been blessed with the ability to help everybody better understand our experiences.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. They say, you know, wine gets better with time. Do you agree?
Absolutely, darling. Absolutely.
Put your
I'm approaching
time in
50. I'm approaching 50, so you know I'm gonna say yes. Absolutely.
I hear you say you're approaching 50.
Yeah, I'll be in a couple of years. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
so
a couple of years. Okay.
Yeah, I got a couple more years to go.
Don't say, wait a minute. I thought she's about 32 years old.
Oh, now I'm in love. Thank you, darling. I haven't seen 30 in a while.
Got you. We showed a clip of the 2018 project that you did called Ferguson the Musical. That's when we opened with. But you want to bring it back. You want to bring it back in a certain way. How's that? You want to do film?
My desire for Ferguson, it started out, of course, as a theatrical musical. My vision for Ferguson now is to take the original adaptation and turn it into a feature film that's also a musical.
You see that?
Thank you,
see that? You know, when you say the word filmmaker, people don't, if you would take a moment, ma'am, and let people know what's the difference, okay, beside the obvious, what's the difference from a screen production, a stage production, and a film? What's the difference?
Well, the experience for one, live theater is like no other. You and I still have that same affection for theater. It's nothing like theater. You're actually there in the audience. You get to see the production live, you know, and it's just an amazing experience. I don't think anything could ever trump theater. When it comes to film, there's the liberty of being able to do more with the story visually. So you have benefits of sitting there live in a theater, seeing it actually taking place. But with film, you can play more with settings, sound effects, lighting, you know, that's that whole different experience right there. So it's quite interesting.
Okay. So now I have to ask you, what made you go from stage to film? What made you do that?
Oh, don't get it twisted now. Theater is still my favorite love. But I'm still very active in theater. I'm still very active in theater. But what birthed my step to move forward in film was the pandemic. As you know, I was blessed with to make history with my residency at the Hudson Theater. And about 3 months into I say 2.5 months into my residency, we got shut down. When I say we, I mean all of us. So being the creative body that I am, I was motivated to do a long-term goal, and that was to get into film within a few years, but God said something different. And then Maggie happened.
That does make a big difference. I know, as you know, you and I've talked about this a zillion times. I'm with you. I love stage. Give me some stage in a minute.
Yes.
Because we get a lot of people, they come into this business, they want to be a star. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
But they want to they want to do television. Yep. They want to do film. Yep. Want to get up on that stage.
Nothing like it.
Ain't no take two there. There's no take two there.
No, it's not. And it takes such a huge amount of discipline as an actor. Because like you said, there's no retakes. There's no take one, take two, take three. It's live. And I have a deep respect for actors who have a history in theater.
Yes.
Because of that reason.
Yes. You've got a bunch of upcoming projects. One of them, Diabolical. That one, that's it. Thank you.
Diabolical, yes.
Sylvia's listening.
Diabolical is coming. It's premiering on my birthday, actually, March 5th, 2022. It's a film about, thank you. It's a wonderful film about 4 Black men who experience racism at different times on the same day. So they're basically chronicalizing their journey as to what happened to them. It's a very very intriguing, highly emotional, powerful story. And I'm not saying that just because it's mine. I'm saying it because it's true, and it's relative to the experience so many Black men have faced in the past and in present.
And you also did a film let's see, it was called Maggie.
Maggie, yes, Maggie is my very first film, and you're gonna be able to see it in our private screening
And
later
that's the
this
award
month.
you got too. I see you got an award.
Well, Maggie has garnered 14 awards since its debut, so we're extremely proud and humbled by that. And I also have another wonderful film. It's entitled Bus Stop, starring the amazing Ernest Hardin Jr. as the lead. And then I have a cast of just some amazing actors who are supporting him in this film. And that's going to be premiering soon in October. It's going to start its festival run. And it's amazing, a story about a wayward son who got reconnected with his family at a bus stop. And so had a little noise interference. Yeah, we had a little noise interference, but
okay.
I'm extremely excited about Bus Stop. It's another just wonderful story, and I can't wait to present it to the world.
You mentioned Ernest Hardin Jr. He is quite a guest.
Sir.
When we first started doing this series, The Actor's Choice, my first guest was Ernest Hardin Jr.
And what a guest.
Yeah, what a guest.
We're talking about a living legend.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. We have a short film on Maggie. Tony, can you roll that, please?
The trailer.
Toby was the cutest little baby. He hardly ever cried. He looked just like his father.
Tell folks who've never seen it, what is the storyline on Maggie, please?
Maggie is a very special story on multiple levels. It tells a story about a homeless woman and who's suffering from paranoid schizophrenia, and it tells her story as to how she developed the sickness and basically the trauma that got her there. And without giving too much of the story away, by the end of the story, people will love Maggie, who she is, and everyone she represents in her journey.
Sometimes just a little bit off the cuff, sometimes I see people complaining about things, and I say, excuse me, would you look next door if somebody's doing worse than you?
Absolutely. And you don't have to look far here in Los Angeles. There's Maggies on every corner in Los Angeles. And my whole purpose for this story is to spark empathy and to create a deeper understanding as to how people end up in those situations. Everybody's journey into homelessness is not the same. And Maggie and her story is going to help people who see the production have a deeper understanding of that.
I have to congratulate you. You have the wherewithal. You go put everything. You had a thought in your mind, because everything in my mind, as I tell people, everything begins with the word idea. Everything begins with an idea, and you had that idea with Maggie. You put it down, pen to paper, and we see it up on the screen and we see it up on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and I'm grateful for you in this opportunity, Mr. Award-winning.
Yeah, we'll get to that just soon.
Personality.
I was going to talk about that in a little bit. You had another film out that was called Trounce.
Oh, Trounce. That's another one coming up. That's another one coming up in 2022. It's my first animated story.
Yay.
So Trounce is it's another special story. It's about a young Black man who got into trouble, and he's recently released from prison, and we demonstrate his journey to redemption and the challenges he faced after his release from prison. So I'm presenting it in an animated form, but it's a very realistic situation that a lot of young Black males in particular experience on a daily basis. So our stories really drive me, Ron.
Sure do. They sure do. Who are some of the voices that you can be used on this animation film?
Oh, none other than Ernest Hardin Jr.
Oh, okay, that's
He's the
okay.
narrator. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I'm still in the makings of casting some other people for voiceover, but he's definitely going to be the lead and doing the narration for this piece.
Speaking of awards, the 3rd annual Pioneer Awards is coming up, ladies and gentlemen, this month.
Yes,
There's a
it
small
is.
problem. If you look on the upper right left side of the screen, you'll see it says, that word say, sold
out.
Okay,
We're sold out, and
Sold out.
I'm excited. And I want to congratulate you again as one of the honorees for that evening for Best Media Platform. And I'm sure everyone who supports your show deeply understands why you were selected for that category. Again, congratulations, Ron.
Yes, yep. I'm getting my tuxedo. You made me get. I'm gonna be wearing a tuxedo as required.
That's right.
I'm gonna be looking GOOD that night, and I'm gonna get up there and say, "Ladies and gentlemen," like I do. That's a plug. If you're looking for somebody, that's a plug. But
I can't wait for that. I long to hear that voice. So I need you to do that for me when you get up there.
Yes, ma'am. With pleasure.
Yes,
with pleasure.
We're going to celebrate you and some other amazing gifted people who contributed greatly to the industry, and you definitely fit that category.
Now, there's the Pioneer Awards, and then there's also the Maya Awards. Could you tell the difference between the two of them?
The difference? Yes. There's actually 2 awards ceremonies taking place that night. The Pioneer Awards is where I honor unsung celebrities who have paved the way in the entertainment industry. And the Mayan Industry Awards is where I acknowledge my actors for the past 2 years who have been in my productions. And I also honor community leaders and also other elements in industry such as media. And I'm just excited. It's something I do every 2 years, and it's going to be a really, really wonderful night. And we're also screening Maggie also for the first time in Los Angeles.
Peachanda, I'm waiting for the day that'll come when they say at the Academy Awards, and the winner is Peachanda DuBose.
Wow. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I'm humbled by that, and I look forward as well.
You deserve it. You worked it.
Thank you so much.
Talk about a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We can talk about that too one day.
Wow. Okay.
A lot to think about. Thank you so much for being here today and enlightening us on this business. Continued success to you, my dear. Continued success.
Thank you so much, and I'm so honored and grateful to be here today. Thank you.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Peachanda DuBose. Thank you. I want to thank our sponsors, Harvey Brandman, Photography as an Art, Ron Irwin's Haiku, Style, Passion, Heart, Larry Buford's Books of the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, State Farm Agent Carla Green, and veteran actor Rob Brownstein's Actor Training School and Actors Space. And much thanks to our guests today, award-winning actor, producer, writer, entrepreneur Harper, actor, producer, and director Jeff Rector, and playwright, filmmaker, and activist Peachanda DuBose. Of course, special thanks to our ever-growing worldwide audience. Be well. We will see you next time.